morning in the forest, the start of a new day. A day that will see a world-class pulp mill continue to operate based on international environmental standards. PT TEL is one of the most modern pulp mills in the world. Its TL acacia pulp is sold around the world. Therefore, PT TEL has ensured that the production and environmental standards used in the forestry operations and at the mill comply with international standards. Internationally renowned companies designed and built the mill in the late 1990s using modern technologies. The mill produces elemental chlorine-free pulp and uses environmentally responsible technologies such as hydrogen peroxide replacement and oxygen delignification stages that simplify recovery and recycling. The mill's systems are considered the best combination of operational efficiency and environmental effectiveness. Other modern pulp mills around the world also use these systems. The extensive environmental planning and technology represent an investment of approximately $100 million. The mill started commercial operation in early 2000. It is one of the newest mills in the world. The mill easily meets ISO 9002 and ISO 14001 standards, and the certification process is underway. Its annual capacity of 450,000 tons of paper-quality ECF pulp makes the mill a major facility in the area. But it is not a colossal operation that stretches local resources or infrastructure. It continues to operate well within the Indonesian government's AMDAL standards and matches the performance of other mills in Europe, North America and Scandinavia. The environmental team reports directly to the mill manager and monitors key environmental factors such as air quality, water and effluent quality, and solid waste management. A special NCG system reduces odor levels by separating non-condensable byproduct gases that are incinerated, scrubbed, and recycled. Air quality is ensured through numerous electrostatic precipitators that scrub process emissions. All mill effluent, including log yard, chip pile, and landfill drainage, is channeled through a series of primary and secondary clarifiers, plus aeration ponds with activated sludge. This type of comprehensive treatment is used throughout the world. The mill's drainage systems separate process effluent from stormwater. On the mill site, natural watersheds have been preserved in order to handle tropical downpours that turn any stream a muddy brown. Treated water from the effluent plant is released into the Lematang River, which remains a source of fish and water to the local villagers who live and farm along its banks. Approximately 250 meters wide as it passes the mill, the river is typically brown from sediment and other debris. The treated water has shown no impact on the villagers, their crops, or the fish in the river. The mill has constructed a Category 3 landfill. The only other landfill this sophisticated in the country is operated by the government's environmental agency itself. Major international buyers, independent analysts, foreign and local government officials, and other mill operators have visited the mill and plantations. All have endorsed this modern facility for its achievements in environmentally responsible standards. PT TEL sources its wood from commercial pulp timber concessions under a long-term contract with PT Musi Hutan Pesada. In the late 1980s, the government of Indonesia authorized MHP to develop an industrial tree plantation for the PT TEL mill. The two companies have shared a mission and a commitment to superior environmental standards from the very beginning. These concessions have not required the felling of rainforest or virgin jungle, because the land had already been heavily degraded through human and natural causes during the past century. Early trials supported the selection of Acacia mangium as the best species to use, in part because its atmospheric nitrogen-fixing capability helps enrich the predominantly clay soil that has little fertile topsoil. Seed orchards grown by the company from selected plus trees supply the genetic material for the plantation. Nurseries in each sector ensure sufficient seedlings. Planting teams of forestry supervisors and workers from surrounding villages plant each seedling in methodical and time-tested fashion. The only heavy vehicles to enter the forested areas are diskers that break up the heavy clay and forwarders that bring logs out to the access roads. After more than a decade of planting, the wood bank is already well developed. Some of the plantation is already into its second rotation. That makes PT TEL unusual for its consistent use of 100% plantation-grown acacia, not mixed tropical hardwoods. A total ban on burning applies to all the forestry operations, not only to comply with local laws, but also to manage the plantations in a sustainable manner and to deliver uncontaminated logs to the mill. Forestry managers have consistently applied responsible logging techniques that match the area's ecosystem. This approach increases the use of manual labor and decreases the use of heavy vehicles. Felling of mature trees is done by 4-person crews, which fell and stack the logs. Forwarders on high flotation tires ride down rows made from brush. Watershed areas or other sensitive sites are left undisturbed. The concession areas still support native wildlife. Only about 50% of the total concession is actually used for plantation development. The rest is left in its existing state as grasslands or regenerating forest. With its experience in planting and harvesting of acacia, the company knows that its long-term success depends on its ability to operate in a sustainable and environmentally sound manner. The modern PT TEL mill combines a sustainable forestry operation with a pulp production process of world-class standards, managed by experienced professionals and staffed with highly trained operators, research and production personnel. Together, they have achieved an impressive standard of environmental performance during the first years of operation. PT TEL, one of the best pulp mills in the world.